For this video, we are continuing where we left off, and that is in the middle of an expedition run. We're on Mono Freljord. If you want to see the draft and the games played thus far, you can check out the previous videos. Right now, we're at a position where we have to make another champion pick, and this is not as easy as it looks because we're trying to find more early game, and all of these options are giving us extremely expensive cards. We have an 8, an 8, and a 5, a 4, a 7, and a 6, and a 7, a 3, and a 7. So, yeah. We have to, I guess, determine what the least of the evils is. Now, initially, my thought is Ashe and Harsh Winds. Ashe is a great card for us because we have a number of ways to abuse her. She's a nice aggressive pick, but she doesn't block very well. Harsh Winds is a fantastic card as well. And Winter's Breath, while you likely won't get to kill many enemies with the whole 0 power part, being able to frostbite all enemies is certainly relevant. So like all three of these cards are playable. However, Anivia is just amazing in expeditions. I'd love to add a second one. Rime Fang is also great. And then we have Icy Yeti, who, I mean, we already have one, and the one that we have actually helped us out quite a bit in one of the games, but like this is like the least desirable card here. So really we're trying to decide, is Icy Yeti better or worse really than Winter's Breath? They're both about on par. So with that being said, I think we're actually going to go here because I think Anivia's like top end potential, the ceiling of that card is a bit higher. And again, we want some more early game. I think Rime Fang is the better option. I like Ashe a lot, and I'd love to add another Ashe to the deck. However, Rime Fang, what it does when you play it early is it also hopefully helps buy you time. This is like removal on a body. So being able to use this to just buy us time to get to our late game because we are stuck with so many expensive cards with this deck, I think that's just far more important. I think Rime Fang's a better enabler. So we're going to go here. And now we're going to continue our run. So as I've said in the other videos, we are going to share all of my games, win or lose, with you. My ego can handle sharing losses. My ego can handle sharing play mistakes. I don't pretend to be the best player there is. Now, more Freljord on deck. They only show Anivia and Ashe, so we will likely be running into them in abundance here. We're going to throw these back. I want to keep at least one combat trick, and the last time I actually mulliganed this because I was hunting for more early game, we ended up not having anything playable. So we're going to keep one Stefan, and then of course I eat my words. Bull's okay, right? Like we can play that on curve, but the reality is we want these in our deck and we want to draw troops. The downside though is right now we have 4 bulls and only 2 troops. So we are looking to acquire more troops with our picks and trades as the game goes on. And we draw another bull. But that's okay. It's still a Chillwind Yeti. I mean, it's still playable. I mean, we could attack into that, but we'd rather be defensive. Alright, so there's a troop. So this troop has only 3 other cards. Yeah, okay, we'll take it now. Only 3 other Elnuks in the deck to potentially hit, being 2 more bulls and 1 more troop. So the chances are pretty small, but it's still our best play on turn 5 when we get there, so we'll try to make that happen. They go with a Rime Fang. Pack mentality is actually kind of hilarious when we have so many Elnuks.
Faster than my arrow? I think not.
Alright, so we're just gonna attack with this. They might have something like Mark of the Isles or some sort of combat trick. So they're just gonna go with the Spider and a Glimpse, and that's fine too. I mean, for them, certainly not something I wanted them to do. They might go with an open attack because Ashe will hit this and then they can challenge that, and then this doesn't trade with Ashe.
Bring me the call.
Well, they don't. They give me an opportunity. Well, we're going to try for the high roll. And we hit the other bulls. There are no more bulls left in our deck. And yes, the emote comes out. That means next turn we can try to hit the pack mentality, which would be absolutely bonkers. All right.
Ice runs in our veins.
So obviously Rhyme Tusk shuts that down, but like there's no reason to not go for this. Right? We're doing this for the memes, for the YouTube. They're probably going, really? Like, what's going on here? You hit the Elnuks, you have the pack mentality. I mean, they could Harsh Winds us here. That would be a fine counter.
These are our lands.
I mean, Harsh Winds certainly gets it done. There it is. Wow. Okay, so bravo. It's my fault for not actually shoving some extra damage in, but we made him use the Harsh Winds anyway. Battle Fury's a good pickup for next turn. This turn we're likely just developing a Nivea.
Winter is the Freljord's true ruler.
Something ancient stirs.
So they're just trying to slow us down. Obviously, Ash is very, very close to triggering here.
I'll lead us to victory.
Ice runs in our veins.
Alright, so we get multiple flash freezes, but... So we know we want to attack with this. Well, you know what? I take it all back. Let's actually not. Let's play this proper. Rhyme Fang's very important. As much as I want to do Battle Fury memes, Rhyme Fang to get rid of this Ash would be a pretty big deal. We also would like some stuff that can maybe...
Did you know Avarosa?
She was bold, fair, kind, much like you.
Maybe deal with these shaman, but the Ash is the most important thing at the moment, so...
Snow, wind, and ice.
So we're gonna go ahead and do this. And hope that they don't have any other buff options here. I don't think they can, other than like Mark of the Isles, which still kills Ash anyway. They could have something like Take Heart, but that's not injured.
I protect this place.
So they have their own Brittle Steel answer.
A world in perfect stillness.
All right. This is going to be a really interesting game, I feel. Both of our Niveas are fairly close. So they're going to Catalyst. So that their Anivia will hit everything for 2. But we can do the same thing on our end. Alright, so Frostbite an enemy, and then Frostbite enemies with 3 or less health. We have a couple of ways we can answer this, because with 11, we have our own flash freeze, which we can hit their Ash. Even though I kind of really want to end up just Battle Furying this to trade in, but... Oh... Alright. We're gonna do that, and then say okay. So the issue here is they're trying to make it so that nothing we have can block. Now we could use Take Heart here and also Catalyst if we really wanted to. Or we can just use our Battle Fury on this, which feels very appealing, but then the problem is that's going to end up being an issue there. So we're going to wait and see what they attack with first. They're going to attack because nothing I have can block. And that's kind of what we were hoping for. The reasoning here is that we want to be able to make sure we're getting rid of one of these Rime Tusks. So we take some damage, our Anivia dies, but it's Agnivia, so it's gonna come back.
The frost reveals all to me.
The Freljord's eternal guardian! For my homeland!
Alright. So hopefully our Anivia will clean up the second Rime Tusk here, and then this ideally will get rid of the Ash.
You'll make a fine totem.
Nothing we can do about their Anivia. I mean, our unit here is going to survive, because this will die first, unless they have some other effect.
The time is right. Strike now.
Alright, well they have another... Frostbite effect. Now we do have the ability to gain some health, and we can play another Bull Elnuk, which will be enough to survive.
We each died, then found home.
Oh, that's so good for them. Wish we were offered a Rekindler. So again, we can gain some health. We just have to make sure that we have a blocker for Ash. We don't have Rime Tusks that we have to worry about. Trying to just figure out what the proper course of action is here. Let's go with the Omen. Because again, we just want a full board. Yes, most of our stuff is going to die from the Anivias. We'll just go ahead and gain the health now as well. So we know stuff is going to die from the Anivias. And we're going to take 4.
Winter.
As long as we can assign blockers, that part's fine.
Snow, wind, and ice.
So the biggest issue here is I'm actually relatively certain that our Anivia is going to die. And then we have to have enough ways to push forward at that point. And I don't know if we're going to have it. The second Anivia is a real bunker buster for them. We've got Overwhelm units in the deck if we can make it that far. We have to survive long enough to get there. So, I mean, we assigned the blockers, but they resolve individually, so the first one's going to kill our Anivia, and then the second one's going to kill our egg, so. Very disappointing, to say the least.
We see through all.
Alright, so we can do this. Yeah, we need to find, like, Alpha Wild Claw. Tryndamere. Tryndamere. Now we just have to hope they don't have even more frostbite effects.
Show me a worthy opponent.
You could have fought by my side.
This'll be a slaughter.
I mean, we want to try to get rid of Ash. But ultimately, it's just, do they have a frostbite effect? And they do. It's another Anivia, in fact. So Anivia still proving to be a problem. And I think that's game. Yeah. I mean, we have this, but, like, they're not going to play anything, and we can't survive the open attack, so. The Rekindler on the Anivia, 100% got the job done for our opponent. So, bravo. Alright. They had a large number of frostbite effects. I'm not even angry. I'm just impressed. It was kind of an insane number of frostbite effects. But the Rekindler got the job done. If they didn't have this, I honestly think we can end up pulling this out. But the superior tech means that we are defeated, and now we are on the bubble. We cannot lose again or our run will end, which makes me a bit sad. We get a chance to swap a card. How many Bull Elnuks do we want? Take Heart is, like, good, not great. So, why not? What's the worst that happens? We lose? Let's go with the memes. Let's dive right in. Alright, we're on the bubble. We need a win. We need to not run into another Freljord deck. Shocker, it's another Freljord deck. I think people have caught on that it's an amazing choice in Expeditions. Because we seem to be seeing it over and over. We're going to keep the Ash. And obviously Omen Hawk is great. Anivias will go back. Alright. If I had my choice between a Yeti and an Anivia, I'd rather have the Anivia on curve, but beggars can't be choosers, so. Now the good news is, theirs is a slightly more aggressive Freljord list. Right? I don't see late game options. The bad news is that means we have to survive, so. We're going to see what we can do here. If we can get to where Anivia is up and running, I think we have a shot.
You're covered.
All right. That's fair. I mean, they're going to probably eat our poor little hawk. We're going to take 3, but there's just nothing we can do. Our choices are 0. We have no Avarosan Sentry to play. To stall. Alright, so rest of our turns at least we have options here.
Brothers born.
So we have the Stefan.
I'm what nightmares fear.
They have a Senna. I mean, if they want to trade Senna for this, I'm fine with that. I don't suspect that's something they want to do. I'm actually not excited to see this, though. Because that means we're going to be taking at least 4 next turn as well. They can yank this away. If they play something pre-attack, we're going to play the Bull. But there's a chance we could just eat 7 here with an open attack. Oh, okay. So they're going to do that to eat this, but we still get some sort of value trade, and that's important.
Ahead.
So.
Scare me.
Not a hair out of place.
Now they might just soak this as well with the Challenger unit, and they don't. All right, well. They would have pushed 1 extra damage doing it that way. I don't blame them for taking that path. I really wish we had a 3-drop to play in conjunction with this. It's looking grim, gang. We keep drawing all of our expensive stuff. And when you look at the curve on this list, it's not like we have a lot of them. It's just all we're finding. Like, where are our frostbite effects? Where are 3-drops? I wonder. I mean, we're going to go with this, I suppose. And then see what they develop. We might end up just passing here.
Many tribes under
Yeah, we're just gonna end up passing. I'm not sure we can win this. I think we're about to be eliminated, gang. As much as I hate to say it, we're still 2 turns away from dropping this, which would at least be like an okay tempo play for slowing them down, and we just keep drawing expensive stuff. We need to play more than 1 card a turn, and it's just not happening. So, and we're gonna even lose out on value trades at the moment. So we're gonna do our best. If we can only play 1 card a turn, then it needs to just be the biggest card that we can make it. So both these challengers will likely chew up our potential blockers, and we are going to go down to 1 here. I think they're realizing they maybe don't quite have lethal.
I wasn't strong enough.
But with 3 here, if they have something like Relentless Pursuit, we certainly just lose. Nothing I can do about that, though. Alright, so here I just need to play blockers. And then hope that on their turn they play something pre-attack and we can hit them with a frostbite. This turn is all about blockers.
All the world on 1 arrow.
Now I suspect they were just passing, waiting for me to continue to play stuff. Alright, so they hit us with that. They probably can play 1 more thing as well. I think we just lose here, gang. I don't think we can defend against this unless they get greedy. Play something pre-attack next turn, but if they play something pre-attack, it's going to be for Demacia, and then we just lose outright anyway. So we lost to a bricked hand. I mean, we just drew nothing but expensive options. And the problem is that this means our Yeti is just going to be useless. We can block all but 2, but any body that gets through will be enough to kill us. Just trying to do math here. I mean, there's, again, nothing we can do. Alright, so this is going to be the end of the run. I feel kind of bad. We were having a good time, but we got beat by a mirror where they had superior cards, and then we kind of lost to a bad draw. Because I have to assume that this is going to chew up something, so this would be the smallest blocker. I'm just trying to think through. This is 3 health or less, which is again a nothing. We have this, which gains me 3 health.
Avarosans, stand together! Show them our mettle! Look out for reavers!
Yeah. Even if we also had a frostbite effect here, we basically would have needed like harsh winds. So that's it. That's going to be the end of this run. Feels kind of bad, but we just kind of lost to a bricked hand. We could not compete with their early game. It turns out if all you draw is cards that cost 5 and 6 and 7, you're going to lose. You need to play more than 1 card per turn. Well, our trial is complete with only 3 wins. It's very, very disappointing. But that's it for this run. So if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. You know, can't win them all.